Hello, my name is Macy Battle, and this is my author oral study presentation on Jamaica Kincaid. Jamaica Kincaid was born on May 25, 1949 in St. John's, Antigua. Her birth name was Elaine Potter Richardson, but she eventually changed her name to Jamaica Kincaid as an adult to remain anonymous for her writing. Her mother was Annie Richardson. Her biological father was Roger Potter, but um, he was not around when she was growing up, and her stepfather was David Drew, who was a carpenter. She has three siblings, Devon, Joseph, and Dalma Drew. And up until age 9, she was an only child. Her education started in Antigua at Princess Margaret Girls' School, and she eventually got her GED in the US, where she was able to go to the New School for Social Research in New York City and Franconia College in New Hampshire. These opportunities were afforded to her after she was sent to the US to work and send money back, but she did not. She has written many works, and some of her works include At the Bottom of the River, which is one of her most famous works, Annie John, Annie, Gwen, Lily, Pam, and Tulip, A Small Place, Lucy, The Best American Essays, The Autobiography of My Mother, My Brother, My Favorite Plant, Writers and Gardeners on the Plants They Love. She has written more than just this one book. She enjoys gardening and likes to write about it. And the list continues with The Poetics of Place, My Garden, Talk Stories, Mr. Potter, See Now Then, The Best American Travel Writing, and finally Among Flowers, A Walk in the Himalaya. At the Bottom of the River is one of her most famous works again, and it's just a collection of short stories and reflections which set a pattern for her later works. Throughout her career, you will notice that books such as Annie, John, and Lucy, which are two of her novels that were very autobiographical in nature, have a consistent theme across her career. She often reflects back to her life in Antigua and writes about that. And let me switch over to presentation. Storyboard only allows 6 slides. Okay. The autobiography of my mother, and my brother are a culmination of her treatment of the themes of family relationships, personhood, and colonialism. Specifically with my brother, that book was a account of her youngest brother, Devon's battle with AIDS. And the summary of books continues with Talk Stories and The Talk of the Town, which is a collection of her, Talk Stories, which is a collection of her Talk of the Town columns for The New Yorker, which is where she got her first start into writing. Among Flowers, A Walk in the Himalaya is a personal account of her trip where she was able to collect plants in the Himalayas. See Now Then tells the tales of an ended marriage. And My Garden Book is a collection of essays connecting gardening and philosophical poetic reflections, which is similar to some of her other writings where she often makes many connections to poetry and again reflects on her own life and sort of marries the two in her writing style. Mr. Potter describes the return to a West Indian setting, describing the empty life of Roger Potter, her absent father, again continuing with the theme of reflecting on her own life. My Favorite Plant, Writers and Gardeners on the Plants They Love, which is just another book of anecdotes on gardening. The Best American Essays and The Best American Travel Writing are similar in that they are a series of essays and articles that are a part of a bigger published series. She is one of the artists that have had the pleasure of writing for these two series. And Annie, Gwen, Lily, Pam, and Tulip is a coming of age story. Jamaica Kincaid's contribution. So Jamaica Kincaid has been able to make a very significant impact in contemporary literature. Her writings on the relationship between mother and daughter have made her a very highly praised writer, and her stylistic and honest writing has earned a reputable place in the literary world. Today, Jamaica Kincaid is a professor at Harvard, and her most recent book was published in 2013. So she is still writing today. She is still very widely known and respected in the literary community, and her style has made a very big contribution to contemporary literature and just literature, period. And this is my works cited. Thank you.